Mm. Well, hello, hello, hello. It is Monday. Well, it's for me. It's Tuesday, 8/20, the month 8 and 20th, and 2024. I hope y'all have been doing well. I just looked up some different information, and I figured this is a better way to communicate and do. Hi, Chew. I know. Um, if people are in your chat, they're watching. It's different from being on a panel. But that's you, girl. You say do whatever you want. But okay, I'm going to be talking about the difference. I do. I'm going to be talking about the difference between a trigger finger and a Dupuytren contraction. Okay, contractor. A trigger finger is also known as a stenosis, technosis, whatever it is of it, and uh, the condition occurs when a tendon is in the thumb or fingers become inflamed and swelled, preventing it from gliding smoothly. The tendon can catch and trigger into a bent position, and the finger may stay curled or suddenly pop out straight. Other symptoms include popping or clicking sensation when moving the finger, stiffness, pain, and tenderness. Sorry, uh, in the palm. Trigger finger is more common than Dupuytren contracture and is more likely to occur in females and in people with diabetes. Treatment treatment is optional, including oral inflammatory and medication, or injections and surgery. Okay. Okay. So, a trigger finger is different from a Dupuytren contraction. Okay. A Dupuytren contraction is this is a progressive disorder. Okay. It is something that comes on slowly and gets worse and worse. Okay. It occurs when the fibrosis tissues. Let me get me. I'm sorry about this. There. Okay. Let me see if I can get that thing off. Yeah, that worked better. Like nothing but. Okay. The progressive disorder occurs when the fibrous tissues, I can't say the word, under the skin of a palm and fingers thickening as tightens, causing the finger to bend towards the palm and becomes permanently stuck in a semi-bent position. Symptoms include small tendon lumps in the palm, thickening the skin, and dimpled or puckered skin. Dupuytren contraction is more likely to affect men over the age of 50, and it is typically a first noticeable in the ring and pinky finger. Treatment options include splinting, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, steroid injections, minor surgery, physical therapy, and wearing a splint on the finger at night. What other names for trigger finger? Trigger finger or stenosis whatever, techno-all-of-this, all-of-this, is a prevent condition arises from a repetitive use of the fourth finger and the thumb. This results in significant functions impaired and technovis within the flexor. I can't read the big words, people. She sleep on both fingers and thumb. What is a trigger finger and what does it look like? A trigger finger is a condition that makes your fingers or thumbs difficult to move. It can freeze them in a flexible position in effects that the tendons in your fingers and thumbs trigger the fingers get its name from the position your finger can get stuck in. It looks like you're trying to pull an invisible trigger. The effects, the tendons, the condition. This is a condition, okay? Okay, and what can be mistaken for a trigger finger? 1 second, my eyes are. Difficult diagnosis, carpal tunnel syndrome, DUYUTRON contracture, rheumatoid arthritis, and type 1 diabetic mellitus. Hi, Grumpy Bear. And let's. Okay. So, trigger finger is a temporary. It just happens where a DUYUTRON contraction takes time over time and builds in that. So that's the difference between them. Okay, this is a DUYUTRON contraction. It right here goes and the thickening of the skin, the underneath, and that. And that's the second grade. And the third grade is you start, it turns and that. Okay. In medicine, a condition is generally terms of a person stated of a health, or health, whether or well or ill. A disease is a specific type of condition that characterizes the function impairment, structural changes, and specific signs of symptoms. A disease. That's the difference. A trigger finger is a condition, whereas DUYUTRON contraction is a disease. A disease takes a period of time to come on. A disease is also a pathopsychology response to internal or external factors, and it has identifiable causes. For example, a cardiac disease is a disease that can be prevented without person knowing it, and it can also cause a pathogen or internal dysfunction. A broken bone. Okay, this is showing the forearm broken bones is different. Okay, there are 5 different kinds of bones, of broken bones. There is the green stick, where it's partially broke, and it's like a trigger when you break a stick in that. Transversus, when it goes all the way through. Hi, Christine. Makes it all the way through, but it's got the crackling. Okay. Um, okay, here we go. Um, excuse me for a second, please, hon. We got some little smart asses here, and you know what? You go and do your Trump 24, whatever you want to say, guys. You're silly. A community, wait a minute, a community, community. Well, this is when it all breaks up. That's usually when they go and put a bars on the side, um, and bolts and that to hook that back together. A spiral is when it cracks at a diagonal point, and a compound is when it totally, it's like a spiral that it goes clear across and breaks off. That is, the compound fracture is one of the ones that hurt the most, and you can do the most damage to your body. Okay, what to do when a bone is broken? Try not to move the injured arm, leg, or generally take clothing off the injured area. Keep the injured limb in a position you find it. Put a simple splint on it, broken area. If you have one, get medical care. Don't let your child eat or drink, so they might need surgeries. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. A broken bone or a fracture, which I showed you the 5 different kinds, are common injuries in kids. You've had broken bones? Me too. Quite a few. Um, they often happen after a fall. All broken bones need medical care, no matter how small it seems. Signs and symptoms of a broken bone. Your child may have a broken bone if you heard a snap or grinding noise during an injury. There's swelling, bruising, and tenderness. In injured parts, it's hard to move or hurt when moving, being touched, or bearing weight. There is a deformity. Deformity. This means that the body part uh, looks crooked or different than it did before the injury. Arthritis, yeah. A lot of people, I mean, the older we get, net or blood, bone mass is not correct. Um, that makes a big difference. Different than it did before the injury. Okay. Um, what is the most painful bone to break? The femur. Yes, it is. Yeah, Christine, I know what you mean on that. The femur is often put at the top of the most painful bones to break. Um, yes. Believe me, I've had that broke, so I know that is hard. Your femur is the longest and strongest bone in your body, running from your hip to your knee. Given its importance, it is not surprising that breaking this bone is incredibly painful experience, especially with constant weight bearing put on it. Okay, how serious is a broken bone? Well, if there's blood loss, the bones have a rich blood supply. A bad break it can make you lose a large amount of blood, and you need that. Injuries to the organs, tissues, and surrounding structures. For example, The brain can be damaged by a skull fracture, chest organs, and injured if ribs are broke. Okay. As you get older on that, when you're a little kid, you break an arm or leg or whatever, it heals really fast, and it pretty much goes back as close as being as perfect as it was to start. But as you get older, your bones do not grow back um, correctly. You will get, thank you, Christine, you will get what they call, oh, shoot, I just forgot what it's called. It's like a web of your bones getting back together. It's not healed correctly. Uh, Okay. Increasing age has been shown to negatively affect the circular molecules process throughout the different stages of bone fractures healing. Inflammatory regulation, cellular difference, and signal cascades are all affected in parts of the age and change. And that was my little thing for the night. Uh, 1 second. Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot. Okay. So, um, you know, it is just one of those things with people um that need to really learn, I learned them on like I took medical classes and that, and I enjoyed them. Not saying I was wonderful at it, but I did my best. Um, so try not to be giving advice or making a statement that does not, you're not 100% positive of what you're saying. Now, between a bone and surgery, oh, I don't know what I did with that. I did look that up. Um, Bones heal, surgery heals. They're both in their own kind of category. Surgery is harder on the body than a broken bone. Unless you have a compound broken bone, that's when you most likely would get infections. But when you are being opened up anywhere on your skin, that is how do I want to say? It is where I the separating of the skin from one from the other. Um, they can use different ways of healing it. They use staples and stitches and glue and that. Um, Infection. I was questioned about the infection. Um, you can get infection anytime if your room that they operated you in was not sterilized correctly, or the instruments, or even you know sneezes or whatever. My hand became infected right away. I'm older. My immune system is down. So go ahead and learn a little bit more. Once you go look at all this stuff up so you can then educate me. So, but yeah, tomorrow I'll have something new and different. I'm going to keep these the little short ones, and they will be just little um, short videos and that. But I will be right back on. See you later. Bye bye.